S-Chan presents educational video lectures, difficult concepts made easy. Study anywhere, anytime.
In the previous video, we have learned the calculations, the lower calculation, the higher calculation, some small calculations like mean, and then how to calculate median, the variance, the standard deviation, and the quartile factor and all.
If you want to study this topic in detail, refer to the book by S.Chan Publishing. Link is provided in the description box.
Hello students and welcome to the S.Chan Academy. My name is Kanhaiya Jha. In this video, we'll again proceed further and make some more calculation. And the first calculation that we will do is called as skewness. Skewness is basically a particular parameter by which we calculate the asymmetry of the data. Asymmetry of the data in the sense that we will calculate the positive or the right skewed, longer right tail, negative or left skewed, longer left. Suppose that we have a data which is varying from x1, x2 till xn. The data is varying from x1, x2 and xn, and we have to calculate the skewness. So n is the number of terms that we use. So first we will calculate x1 minus x bar, xi minus x bar whole cube under root n over xi minus x bar whole square 3 by 2 from I is equal to 1 to I is equal to n. So in any given particular data, so we can see that xi minus x bar we have already calculated when we were calculating the particular standard deviation. Okay, so here we will divide it. First we will calculate the root n, then xi minus x bar whole cube from I is equal to 1 to I is equal to n, and then I is equal to 1 to I is equal to n xi minus x bar whole square and then 3 by 2. So we will use this particular calculation, we will use the formula to make all the calculations. So let's take another thing which is called as a kurtosis, which is measure of the peakness. So it has a formula from xi minus x bar whole raised to the power 4, which is divided by xi minus x bar whole raised to the power square minus 3. So we will calculate both the calculation, we'll take some data and we'll make the calculation. So first of all, we can see that the summary of variable age in the given data, the mean, the standard error, the median, and we can see the skewness, and then we have made the particular bar graph. So this is the particular the box table in age. So we'll take our data now, and from that particular data we'll first calculate how we can calculate the skewness of the particular given data. So let's learn that how to calculate the skewness. So let's take a data. The data is 4, 8, 12, 16. So first thing that we need to calculate here is x bar. So again I am interrelating these things, that how the small calculation is very important when we are doing the bigger calculation. In a very small calculation, the first part of this chapter, we have learned to calculate the x bar. Now here also where x bar is used. So if there is any mistake in the x bar, the entire value of the skewness will be wrong. So in the first thing we will calculate x bar. So x bar is equal to 4 plus 8 plus 12, 4 plus 8 plus 12 plus 16. And the number of terms here is 4. So we can say that it is 4 plus 8, 12 plus 12, 24 plus 16, 40 divided by 4. So this is 10. So we come to the concluded value that x bar is equal to 10. Now we have to calculate x minus x bar whole square and x minus x bar whole cube. So x minus x bar whole square first we will calculate. So it will be 4 minus 10 whole square plus 8 minus 10 whole square plus 12 minus 10 whole square plus 16 minus 10 whole square. So we can see that 4 minus 10 is minus 6 whole square plus 8 minus 10 minus 2 whole square plus 12 minus 10 2 whole square plus 16 minus 10 6 whole square. So we can conclude here it is 36 plus 4 plus 4 plus 36. So it gives us 72, 70, 80. The particular value is 80. So we have the upper set with us. Lower set was xi minus x bar whole square, n we already know. Then we will calculate xi minus x bar whole cube. So we can say that we can calculate minus 6 cube plus minus 2 cube plus 2 cube plus 6 cube. So we have this particular value also we can calculate minus 6 cube, minus 2 cube, minus 2 cube and 6 cube. After calculating this particular value, what we can do is we can under n is 10, so under root n will be 10. So we can see this here in this particular formula that we can put the value of under root n, then xi minus x bar whole cube, the value that we are getting here, divided by xi minus x bar whole square, the value we are getting here as 80. Okay, this will be by 3 by 2. So when we calculate this, this will give us the skewness value. So skewness value, again I am focusing that we have to calculate the x bar, we have to calculate the xi minus x bar, we have to calculate the xi minus x bar whole square, then we have to calculate xi minus x bar whole cube. After calculating this xi minus x bar whole cube and the xi minus x bar whole square, we can relate this in this particular formula, and after putting the values in this particular formula, we will get the value of the skewness. That what is the value of the skewness? The skewness again is the calculation of the particular calculation asymmetry of the particular data. So asymmetry, or to calculate the symmetric of the particular data, we again calculate the mean of the particular data. Mean of the particular data will give us the variation, and after that we are making xi minus x bar whole square, and then we are calculating the xi minus x bar whole cube raised to power 3 by 2, and then we are making the particular calculation in this case. So by calculating this, we are calculating the skewness of the given particular data, and we are moving ahead with this. So this is how we calculate the skewness, and after this we will calculate the Kurtosis. Again we will use the formula xi minus x bar whole raised to power 4. Again we will use xi minus x bar whole raised to power 2 and minus 3. We will calculate this. This, as we have discussed, that we generally divide into Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, the entire data, which is 100% from 0 to 25%, 25 to 50%, 50 to 75%, and so on. So when we divide the entire data in terms of the small particular data, then again we can calculate it here that what will be the further distribution of the data. That we calculate the further distribution of the data in terms of different categories. So again xi minus x bar, xi, what the data is given to us, x bar is the general mean. We just need to calculate the square, the cube, the raised to power 4 terms in this. We can use a scientific calculator. We can calculate all the raised to power in the scientific calculator and do this question. It is just that after calculating the mean, how we are making the calculation with the raised to power 2, raised to power 3, raised to power 4 and all that. So it will be xi minus x bar whole raised to power 4 and xi minus x bar whole raised to power 2 to the whole power minus 3, and then we are making this particular calculations and all that. So this is how we calculate the skewness and the distribution of the particular data. So in this we will take a short break now and we will study that how the different further calculations can be done. Again repeating a very important concept that how xi minus x bar generally matters. Xi minus x bar is a part of the variance and how we are carrying it further with the further calculations. So now we take a small break. Thank you.
Now quality learning is easily available at your doorstep. S-Chand Academy brings detailed lectures based on AICTE curriculum as per the New Education Policy 2020. So do not forget to subscribe to the S-Chand Academy and access the wide world of knowledge conveniently sitting at your home. Stay connected and keep watching S-Chand Academy. Happy learning!
So welcome back to S-Chand Academy. Before the break, we have learned that how we have calculated skewness and a data distribution. Now we learn some more calculation about the data, that how we are going to do some more calculation. And then at the end of this video, we learn a very important concept that how this data is generally turned into softwares, how we are using different software and we are using this particular calculations and everything, so that in the practical study, what students have to do is they have to do this calculation and they have to input a particular result and they will get a particular output. So we'll study this now. So we can see that the variable age we have done. So we have calculated the quartile and we have calculated the skewness. So we have calculated the quartile and the skewness, and we have discussed that how these calculations are very important, how we make the particular calculation in the different particular categories and all that. Okay, so how we are calculating the xi minus x bar whole square, how we are calculating the xi minus x bar whole cube, how we are calculating the xi minus x bar whole raised to the power 4. So how these calculations are generally done. So we have studied that. So we'll move further now and we will discuss that. In this case, we have arranged this in the graphical form, as we have discussed that the standard error, the median, the mode, the standard deviation, the sample variation, skewness, the Kurtosis distribution, range, minimum value, maximum value, sum and the count. They are all are highlighted in terms of this histogram. We have done in a given data set, we have made a box. So first of all, what we have done is in summary, we have done the bar chart, we have done a pie chart, we have done a histogram, we have done the box plot, then the numerical differentiation, then we have calculated the mean, median, mode, then standard deviation, variance, coefficient of variance, then the quartile coefficient, percentile and the 5-number summary. So we have discussed this in our previous slides, all these particular numerical calculation, that how this particular numerical calculation is generally done to get the particular value. Now a very important concept here is that how we are using the stats in a day-to-day life or industrial approach, because every time we cannot make the calculation and then we can do it. We have to generate a particular media by which the calculations can be done and they can be calculated further for the entire thing. For example, suppose that there is an area having a population of 5 lakh people. In the 5 lakh people, the 3 lakh are in the residence, 2 lakh have their shops, 1 lakh have their shop, and 1 lakh has their industries and all that. And we are doing a work called as a power distribution. Now, how can we relate this with a power distribution? How this power distributions can be done? Okay, so we are using some software for this. The software is called as SAS, System for Stats Analysis, S plus MATLAB. MATLAB, you might have heard the mathematics and the lab. Then the VMDP, Stata. Stata is again very much demand in the industries right now. Then SPSS, then Stats Exec, then you can say it's GMP, GLIM, HIL, MS Excel, MS Excel is one of the key software that we are using very thoroughly. We are using it for the small calculation also. We are using it for the higher calculations also. For every smaller and the higher calculation, we are using the MS Excel. And then, you know, the MATLAB and the Minitab. What we have to do in these cases is, we have to perform a particular calculation, and the calculation has a particular input. So when we perform the particular software, the software will give us an output, and then we proceed with that output. Every software has a required amount of operators, that we are using the operators, what library functions we are using, what are the tools to run the particular program, what are tools if you are getting the error in the program, then what are the tools to get or to calculate the error in the particular program. So in the coming software, we will also learn that how we are calculating these particular softwares. So again, I am repeating that from the small calculation, we come to the different calculations. As we can see that we have done these kind of calculations with us, that these are the particular graphical value, and then we have done the measuring dispersion, standard deviation, variance, coefficient of variance, range, then quartile values, percentile, 5-number summary, and all that. This same has to implement into the software. For example, I say that if x plus y is equal to 4, then what will be the value of x? Obviously in terms of y. But if I say that x plus 6 is equal to 4, then we can calculate the value of x. Then we can calculate the value of x. So what is the demand in the industry nowadays is that using this particular software, you know, we can make this. We can use any software. One of the basic software is a Python language, R language, where we can use it, we can break this, and then we can give the input and we can calculate the particular output. Again, in those particular software also, we have to take care of the smaller units, that how we are calculating the smaller units, and then we come to the higher units. So making a summary in this stats chapter, till yet in the video, what we have learned is how to make a numerical calculation, how to make a graphical calculation, how to break the particular data, how we calculate the particular data, how the different and all the calculations are interrelated to each other, how we make the different calculation which are interrelated to each other, and then we will do this. Now in the coming videos, what we will learn is how we can relate this in terms of softwares, that how we can input the particular data, we can get the output as a result, what software is used in the industries, and how to implement this particular stats into the software which is in the demand in the industries. All this is basically that how after this we have learned the calculation. We have learned the calculation starting from the mean, then median, then mode, the standard deviation, then the coefficient of variation, and we have seen that starting from one small calculation, we are coming till the major calculation. When we are calculating xi minus x bar whole raised to the power 4, the value is just a simple, rest of the things calculator will do. But we should know at least how to calculate the x bar, which is very simple. So after calculating that particular small calculation, we have completed the higher calculations also. We are breaking the entire data in terms of the quartile, what is required in terms of Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and after that we are using this particular data. So now in the coming videos, what we will learn is that how we are going to use that data in a software, and that software part will teach you, that will give you a connectivity between you and the industry. Hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you.
If you want to study this topic in detail, refer to the book by S. John Publishing. Link is provided in the description box. If you found our video interesting, please like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to press the bell icon.
All rights reserved.
This video has been prepared for educational purposes only. No part of it may be reproduced or copied without the permission of the copyright holder.